video. And finally, we're back again, and we're just, I am just fresh after watching NXT for the 29th of April 2014, 15, sorry. And this one was a cracker of a show. Cracker not in the sense that, not really in the sense that it was amazing, but in the sense that it had some great build up to something that we haven't yet got to yet, and it's sort of what you wanted to expect. Storylines were moving, clogs were clicking, clocks were ticking, and yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so while we start off in our first segment, I think it is, we get obviously a backlot of Kevin Owens defeating Riley in their second bout. Brilliant flashback there. Sami Zayn comes out, and in his usual intro, Kevin Owens comes out, and he has his NXT Championship, and he is telling everyone how amazing he is. Then, of course, he is stating something. Basically, he's unbeatable, and he rules the roost, as I would say. But no, Owens, typical Owens you would get. William Regal comes out, and I think Sami Zayn comes out, and it all gets a bit interesting. And then we finally get a match agreed, and it is for May 20th between Owens and Zayn, and it is, of course, for the NXT Championship after a little bit of tension there, well, a lot of tension, but a little bit of something there that Anyway, I don't know how to describe that, but it's just that sort of feeling there between the two. It's very electric, should I say, and I've always loved that rivalry. I know I've said this probably before, but it's great to see those guys, and two of my favourites and of all time, really. And here they are, set for another match, and yes, confirmed for TakeOver. That will be May 20th. 2015. I'll talk about this more at the end of the video in more depth. Right, our first match was between it was Enzo Amore, Colin Cassidy, and of course Blake and Murphy. I didn't know they were going to have this match so early on. So yeah, of course, Blake and Murphy pull out our typical douchey stuff backstage with Carmella, and that's all well and good, but I think they really shine when they get out there on the stage, and that's my favourite moments. I think that they really have the fan base. Not only that, but Amore and Cassidy also, they sort of work well and gel together, and so I think they complement each other, and Carmella is just that little prick on the side that really pisses a lot of people off. I'm not sure what that really is about, but let me know. Do you like Carmella or do you not like Carmella? Personally, I really I don't know what they're doing with her really at the moment. And the whole love thingy that's going on with her, I pretty much stated last week what was going on. I didn't really give much of an opinion other than that. I think it's good for what's going on, and it's interesting, but is it really necessary? Obviously, you want to see new tag team champions, but Carmella, it's sort of like sticking onto the side of it all. I don't know whether she's the best actor. We really haven't seen too much out of her, and from last week, in terms of development, not really much. But of course, Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy pull out a win, which is good. And I kind of expected that. I don't know. Yeah, it ended up going another sort of similar ending to before, with Carmella distracting. So, yeah, I think I wasn't really surprised about what was going to happen. I didn't think there was going to be too much development, and I wasn't wrong in that statement. Yeah, so where do we go from here? I'm thinking it'll be probably a pay-per-view match, as was pretty much brought up this week of our Evolution, pretty much confirmed for 3 weeks from now, May 20th. Put that on your calendars and whatever. Probably no, but yeah, I'll definitely be doing a good review of that. Maybe not straight after. I'm sort of in a busy time around that time, so it will be a few weeks after that, or a week or so, right into the summer. Crazy, but I'll get into that review. Yeah, so that's one of the things I liked. It was a lot of build up, but important build up, not just next week build up. It was to the pay-per-view in 3 weeks, so it's sort of championship matches that were already confirmed too, and that's great. In terms of backstage stuff, we do have a promo clip for Baron Corbin. Happy to see him again, stating that he is going after The Week and taking them down, stopping people from developing, and also, it's a pretty cool promo, I must say. Anyway, later on the night, we saw Rhino come out and say, basically that it's sort of in his typical manner that he is going to stop Corbin in some way and fashion. And also, what did he say? Yeah, he said that, well, he's basically that on the opposite end of coming in, and it's fun. Whether this is a good match choice, I think it's interesting. I didn't know they were going to go this direction, but I guess they're setting Rhino up for someone of a sort of different manner of wrestling. Yeah, so we saw Buddy and Corbin. That didn't turn out too well, and to be honest, it was sort of stagnated after weeks. Right, but in terms of Rhino and Corbin going after it, it's like a repeat of what we've already seen. So, yeah, I'm not too keen on this whole rivalry here. I like the two wrestlers. I think that they're both kind of undefeated, but Rhino, I wanted him to work with someone big, and I think he has had his run in with the big dogs, and now he's sort of just going in trying to build someone else up. It just depends on how they do it, and I know that if they go the same direction they've gone before, it's just going to end up the same result, and it's just going to stagnate, and none of the competitors are going to go anywhere. So it's just yeah, but it'll be interesting. I'm not saying that I shouldn't do it. They will do it, and it's just a matter of how. Right. Third match. Oh yeah, we see Bayley and that was newbie Dana Brooke, I think her name was. Anyway, it was a cool finish actually. Oh, what's her name? Emma comes out. Emma, of course, and she distracts Bayley, but it was a good finish. Bayley, don't know what the hell her deal is with the headbands, but I guess Emma took off headband, and then Dana Brooke goes into a finisher, which is sort of a driver, would you say? Row attitude adjustment driver, whatever you call that. It's quite a good finisher, and I'm glad that it's not like a finisher where someone kicks out of immediately. I think that I listened to a video called Del X-Men, which I'll probably link to below, but it's sort of kind of what I'll bring up later on in the night when I'm talking about the main event. Basically highlighting how finishers don't mean as much today, and I think that's one of the finishers that they could really sell well. Same with Kevin Owens. He's got a finisher that really sells and works amazingly, and I think that as long as you don't kind of make fun of the finisher or have it as easily kicked out, it should be used at the very end to finish off the opponent instead of well, they can kick out the last second and it doesn't mean as much. I think I think you're gonna have to go over and watch that video to pretty much explain it. I might talk about it in a future podcast, but I probably won't. But you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to explain it. Go over and watch the video. Come back, and you'll sort of understand what I'm trying to say. But good finish, and yeah, Emma. I like what's going on with her. It's interesting. It's new and a heel turn. I'm pretty sure she's already healed right now, but oh my god, I think that she's suited to that role in NXT, and I love what's happening right now. So anything, and Bayley, you know, it's like Bayley is sort of, every time she gets to fight someone that she doesn't like, or anybody that's sort of heel anyway, that she sort of retreats back into her character, but she's being pulled out by Emma more and more each week, and it almost feels like we're gonna see something big happen. But it feels like Bayley is coming more and more into a darker character. We'll see what happens, but anyway, yeah, my favourite moment of the night, have to say, goes to that, I think. No. But anyway, whatever. Right into our third match, I think. Anyway, it was sorry. Did I mention? Yeah, so Becky Lynch had a match with Sarah something, who looked like Nikki Bella. Anyway, weird. Becky Lynch wins, squashes the competitor, and it was a great technical match, and it was surprisingly great. I know I pretty much always surprised by what Lynch does, but to know, I just something about her whole wrestling style that really is great, and it's almost contagious how good it is, that you sort of have to get into her character every week you watch her in a new way. Whole backstage interviews are rubbish, let's be honest, but what she does in the ring makes up for it, 2-ply even. So the whole thumbs up to that. She's obviously the number 1 contender. I'd say that their match is coming up for our relation, which definitely brightens up the card. Not that it was an already amazing card for our relation, which I think is probably piling up to be one of the best. It also builds up a great rivalry, which I'm really excited for. Sasha Banks, of course, and Lynch, and I want to see what they can pull out of the bag right there. And then hopefully we'll get some more promos from each, and we'll see more of Lynch, more of Banks in speaking as well as wrestling, because I just love those promos between those two, and even them talking. Well, obviously not Lynch on her own, but you know, with them two together work really well in promos, I think. So I think more of that in the future will be really good. That's to my own personal opinion, but yeah, I think you have to agree with that on that. Them both together in a promo, it's like, you know, fire. It's like electric sort of stuff there. Right, into Hideo Itami, Adam Rose, a throwaway match. Yeah, really was, guys. What the hell is it? Like, Rose, the first time in like a few months back on NXT, wasn't exactly helping out anybody, so it was pointless. It was just Hideo Itami picking the win. But the one cool thing we didn't see was before this match, William Regal comes out and announces, well, he's backstage and he announces that we will see another match, guys, at NXT or Evolution. Holy crap. And it is, guys, it is a number 1 contenders match for the NXT Championship, and it is, my god, Hideo Itami, Finn Balor, Tyler Breeze. I have to talk about this for a second, just to say how amazing that sounds. If you think about it, all three of these guys had in some way have something to do with each other, bar like Breeze and Balor, I think, but they really have a great history with each other, I'd say, in the last few months in NXT. So it's a perfect triple threat, and so far, marking a lot of triple threats we've had, I think they've had a pretty good track record up until now. It sort of follows a formula which is kind of old now, I guess, and used up, but I guess they're it's just them. They can bring something new to the table, and it's not really a risk in such ways because they're new and they're going to have great cheers anyway, so it's not like you're going to lose popularity from this match. No, of course not. And whoever comes out on top is definitely, obviously predictions will become more accurate come closer to time, so I'm definitely not going to make predictions at the moment, but you cannot deny any of their any of what they've got in each of them. Main event, it is Riley versus Zayn. This was agreed to earlier on the night, which is cool to see the main event not just being booked a week in advance, but right on the night in a sort of story basis. Riley is being the typical asshole and, you know, wanting to be at the top, and there you go, Zayn agrees to that match. Well, Zayn sort of organises it himself, William Regal there being the mediator and saying, okay, you can have the match. And yeah, unusually, Regal features a lot in this one. He usually does pop up now and again, which is cool to see. I like him as a GM. Right, so yeah, very predictable. I think it was only like the last 10 minutes of the show, maybe, or 8 minutes, taking away sort of entrances. Kevin Owens sits at ringside, and as soon as the action began, I saw, you know, a bit of pretty good offense from Riley, from him sort of take over, and you could feel, of course, that there's going to be a disqualification from Owens. You could just see him, hear him there, and Riley sort of taking the upper hand. Yeah, so it was pretty much Riley the whole match. Then we see Sami Zayn get that one tiny bit of offense outside, and Kevin Owens goes for a chance outside, which I liked him go, and then he just attacks. He just powerbombs Zayn. So I liked it because it was on the outside. It wasn't obviously as amazing as 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago when they had the big encounter. If 2 weeks ago, I think, wasn't it? It was 1 week ago. I'm not sure, but the big encounter, it didn't really match up to that maybe standards, but yeah, the only problem was it was predictable. And Riley actually stood a chance on that one, so it feels like a triple threat could be looming, maybe, or any sort of other matchups between the three could be looming, because I don't think Riley is completely done yet. So yeah, I'm gonna give this one a good I don't know what I should give this one, guys. If it's great build up for stuff to come, but I don't know, some stuff let it down pretty much. Like, you know, I'm just sort of even on this one, really. Obviously the main event sort of let me down, but also added a dimension. It's confusing, so I'm quite even on that main event and pretty much the rest of the show. Although I think it does get a bit of a plus to me. So from even B, it goes probably to an A minus, because just for those sort of touches they added, and all of our matches announced, and at least 2 good matches on the show that I didn't think were going to be great, that did actually stand up. Being the first one. Actually, no, I didn't really enjoy that much matches on the show. So it goes, you know, I don't know. I don't really give ratings, okay? Don't take my ratings for any truth. See you next time, guys. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, favorite below if you made it this far in the video, and see you next time.